Good evening, friends. Welcome back. It is time for another playthrough of a random game. And I thought it might just be a good thing to do to just review my posts that I made and see how we're traveling for the games that I committed to playing. So let's have a look here. So this is the poll that I did. Let's see if this works. Not looking great so far. Try this one. Hey, there we go. So yes, you can see the first poll. G'day in parting. Good evening for me and good morning, I think, for you. So yes, so this is the first poll that we did, and this is on the small games. So we ticked off Tiny Epic Dungeons last night, which is amazing. I've got Doomcrawler here, ready to learn and have a play of. So we'll try for that maybe on the weekend, perhaps. But we're going to leave 20 Strong and True Towers Trick Taking for a little while. What I think I'm going to do with 20 Strong... Sorry about that. Have some water. Yeah, what I think I'm going to do for 20 Strong is wait for the Awaken Realms ones. I don't know if you've seen it, but they're just advertised a 20 Strong Awaken Realms collaboration, where they're doing 20 Strong versions of Etherfields, Nemesis, and Tainted Grail. And if you were to say what is my number one thing that I love about all three of those games, it would be the artwork. Nemesis is also a great game. Tainted Grail is pretty good too. But that is going to be very exciting. So we'll get into 20 Strong as a collective, I think. I think I might do a full 20 Strong week where we play through every single one of those things. Because I've got every 20 Strong one, except for Cloudspire, and I've never played Cloudspire, so for the moment, I'm not going to get into Cloudspire. But that's the first one done, which is great. And then, yeah, Two Towers Trick Taking, we'll hold on that one for a little bit as well, I think. So the next one on our list is the midweight games. And as you can see, we've gone a bit of a weird order here. I started with Endeavour, mostly because when I first looked at the survey, Endeavour was leading. And I was like, okay, so I started learning it. And then I came back the next day and all of a sudden we've got 100 votes and it's last. So I'm doing Endeavour Deep Sea tonight. I've got my Ashes pieces for the showdown with the Dragonborn. I'm looking forward to that one. And I've got that scheduled for tomorrow night. Belief, I did a playthrough for members where I learned the game, but it wasn't so much a learning game as it was a learning the solo version of the game because I'd played the game multiplayer. It is an awesome game, Belief. It is really good. And the solo's pretty good too. So I'll do a playthrough of that. I'm not sure if I want to do that this weekend, and that would then basically knock off all four of those, which is cool. And then the last one is this one, which is the heavy games. So I did the Black Rose Wars Rebirth playthrough just on Sunday night. Had a ripping good time. And I pulled out the rulebook for Lisboa and also the solo version of the rules, the solitaire rules. And it felt like I was reading the Inventions of Evolutions of Ideas rulebook again. It just sounded like absolute gibberish. So I need to figure that one out. So next I think will probably be On Mars and Lisboa from this list. Let's knock off the Lacerda collection. I'm not jazzed for SETI at all. It's not a, I don't know why. Seems like it should be good. I just didn't enjoy the loop. It's okay. Not every game needs to be for everyone, but yeah, it didn't grab me at all. I played one or two solo games, one of which also was a members only stream where I played it. But then I played a 3-player game with my friends down at CanCon. Another guy bought a copy. And the multiplayer game was definitely more engaging. But yeah, it's not grabbed me at all. So I might bump that one until we get to a stage that things do impress me. But I got 2 new games coming. First one, Deckers. Finally got it available in Australia. Ordered Deckers next week. Let's go. And then another one that I've had my eye on for quite a while, which is called The White Castle. Love a little Euro game, love a limited actions game. White Castle, very highly regarded. So looking forward to trying that one. I feel like that's going to land a little bit better than SETI, but it's been a really great start to the year. You know, I've ticked off a lot of the games that I'd purchased to now have played. So I think my not played collection falls down to about 4 now, which is the 20 strong Doom Crawler. I've technically played SETI, but I just haven't done it on the channel for the wider audience. But yeah, it's a good start to the year, so I'm pleased. But tonight we're going to play some Endeavour Deep Sea. One of my YouTube channels that I follow, their name is escaping me for now. They literally just released a video on this game. What is their name? Board Game Hangover. Funny guys. Both guys are named Giannis. So they're very, very good videos. They do really awesome, cool videos. And yeah, literally today they just did a video on Endeavour Deep Sea. And they rated it very good. And I too rate it very good. So let's go over here. I have done a playthrough of this, but it was tacked on the end of another stream. So I realise I've been doing that a little bit recently, where I'm just, you know, having a nice time and playing a game. But what it's made it hard for me to do is pinpoint people to the content that I make. It's like, yeah, I did a playthrough of Endeavour Deep Sea, but it's at the end of this playthrough of Endeavour. Okay. So I'm going to try and not do that as much. So these are the 4 starting things. I'm not going to leave them here, but I'm just putting them out so we can have a look at them. So this one is 2, and that gets us, that moves our little boat track up, and we level the guy up. This one's just a level up plus a turtle action. This one's 2 green plus a level up, and this one's 1, yeah, okay, cool. So those are our 4 starting research paper things. And that'll make more sense in a little while. We're going to deal ourselves out 3 setbacks. 4 setbacks? 3 setbacks. 1, 2, 3. I forget. I'll check the rules in a second. I definitely know it is 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. We get 7 turns. Yes! One of us. One of us. That's good. That's a good game. In the words of the knight at the end of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, you have chosen wisely. Well done, Indy. Man, I tell you what, that game of Tiny Epic Dungeons last night was awesome. If you didn't see, I played Tiny Epic Dungeons last night and Astra Imperium. So it was a good night. Solo, I'm riding solo. I need 1 more setback card. Great. It's a really good game, Rome, Fate of an Empire. Really good game. I would say, it was my number 2 game of the year last year for solo. So I regard it very highly indeed. But it does take some time to sort of see the strategy and understand how to do it. I think it was only my 3rd or 4th play that it clicked, and now I smash that game. I play it on really hard difficulty, and I still do well. Astra Imperium's great. Yeah, it's sitting here. I played another game of it today. It's just easy to play. Really good product. I love the solo game of the month system idea. I think it's so cool. Okay, so what's this game about? Well, we are deep sea explorers, kind of. And what we're doing, if I zoom over here, is, oh, that's close. This one, we are going to explore the ocean. And while we're there, we're going to do our best to do some conservation work on the ocean. So this is our starting location. It's called the Sea Star. And then here we've got a kelp forest, a volcanic island, and a looking glass which is connected to the Sea Star underneath, as you can see there. So pretty cool. And what we're going to do throughout this game, which doesn't have a lot of turns, is we're going to take actions towards doing conservation projects to help protect the ocean. So we'll write papers on things, and these little symbols here refer to areas that you can write papers on. And we're also going to scan the oceans and find new things. We're going to dive underwater and gain some research and some knowledge out of diving under the water. And then as things progress, we're also going to be able to do some actions which I can't remember. I call them turtles. I think they're called conservation actions, actually. Yeah, so they're called conserve. So sonar, boom, boom, dive, conserve, journal, and travel. And we're going to travel around in our happy little submarine. It's a nice feeling game, but don't let it fool you. It is ruthless. The way we win, we're going to play on easy for our first one. We may play 2 games tonight. We'll see how I'm feeling. Is we need to complete 4 goals. I have got my copy of the print and play, but the full copy hasn't shipped yet. I did have a look through the copy of print and play. It looks beautiful. I'm really excited for the physical game to turn up. I'm probably not going to do a print and play on that one. I might. I've got a really good printer at work. Don't tell anyone that I print. It's only like 10 pages. It's no big deal. But yeah, I've printed out all the games, and the quality just comes out so nice. So yeah, it's like just absolutely. It looks like a proper card. The problem is it takes me, I don't know, an hour or 2 to glue them all together, and then you wait, and then I cut them all out so that the edges are all clean, and then I pop the corners with my corner rounder. So doing a game takes me like 4 hours of effort, which is usually feels worthwhile. Radiance took about a day of cutting stuff. But yeah, worth it, and good for games that are pre-published games. What are those called? Playtesting. Okay. So the way we're going to take those actions I was talking about, journaling, conserving, scanning the oceans, etc., is through our collection of our brave crew. And our turn is going to consist of 3 pretty simple steps. We're going to gain 1 new crew member, and we have a limit to what crew member we can recruit based on the first level of this, which I think is called our popularity or our awareness or our something attribute tracks. I'm going to find it out. Let's use the right names. Reputation, that's our reputation. So we've got reputation, inspiration, coordination, and ingenuity. So we need to advance our reputation track up to be able to recruit better specialists. These are all of the specialists we can recruit. The level is up the top here. So all the level 1s, there's 3, level 2s, level 3s, level 4s, and there's a random selection of level 5s. And those little champions will get recruited to our board and stand here next to our team leader of Octopus Inc., which is my cool team name. And they will provide us with new actions that we can take. And the way that we do those actions is by these little discs. But let's go through the first turn and not do too much more explaining because it is pretty straightforward. The first thing we have to do though is reveal a goal. We have to conclude 4 goals to be successful. So for this one, we need to have 5 or more junior specialists. So we currently have 5 goals revealed. We have score 20 or more points. That's proved challenging. Do at least 8 sonar disc scans possible. At least 5 journals. That's one of my favourite ones. At least 6 conservation projects. So right now, it's looking like these 3. This one's hard to do because if you do these journaling ones, you're generally flipping people. So let's see though. Okay, so that's step 1. We flip our first mission. Step 2 is we're going to go here and recruit a specialist. So we've got 3 options. We've got a pilot who lets us fly our boat around, our submarine. We've got a reef diver who, when we gain the reef diver, will gain us a reputation. Or we've got this sonar operator who will gain us some collaboration. I can't even remember what they are now. No, the yellow track. At this stage, I think the one I'm going to go for is the reef diver. And so we take a reef diver. So this is the first step of every turn. We recruit a new specialist. So we have a reef diver. The next step is we add these little activation discs. Now we currently are adding 1 singular reputation disc, activation disc. Then we return activation discs from our characters up to the number of our inspiration, ingenuity track, whatever it is, our yellow track. And this one we don't do anything with. So that's it. We're ready to start the first turn. I've only got 2 actions available right now. The first one is a diver. Oh, sorry. When you recruit this specialist, we gain the reward that's on him. So we're going to gain 1 reputation. And whatever we do, we want to gain another reputation somehow because reputation is critical. Oh, don't bump it, Deno. You've got it nicely lined up. Okay, so my next objective will be to try and level this up. And the way that I'm going to try and do that is journal. I'm going to try and do a journal. So the first thing I'm going to do is dive. I'm going to send my reef diver to dive right where our submarine is. So if we go over here, the submarine's here. These little tokens here are dive tokens. So you can only dive at a location where there are dive tokens. Fortunately there are, and as you can see, this is the reason I chose the diver, because we've got lots of these little dive tokens. So we take the top one of this, and we gain its reward. That's just for research. All right. Now, our team leader can now do an action. So if we were to, for example, use this one, and I think this is set up to do, yeah. So if we were to attempt this journal, this research paper, we would spend 3 of our research that we just gained, our data, and as a reward, we would gain 2 of the green track bonuses and flip 1 of our specialists. Seems pretty good indeed. The other options we've got some deep sea exploration. If we went for this one would actually give us a second submarine. And that's a pretty good reward. I think that one might be better because we're going to gain an activation disc out of that. Ooh. Okay, I think this one might be better, but I'll just show you the other ones we've got just in case. So this one is we can just flip a character, but we need to have a green research paper location, which we don't. And but that one only costs 1. And this one is the one that I sort of want to do, but this one doesn't provide me maybe quite as much of a benefit this turn. Maybe I'm wrong, we'll see. So I am going to use my team leader. He's going to take an activation as well, and he can take any of the 5 actions. And he's going to write a paper. Have I got a zoom set up? Yeah. So he can move our submarine around, he can do a scan, he can dive as well, or he can conserve some turtles, or he can write a paper. So we're going to write a paper, and we're going to write this paper, which is called Organic Casing for Deep Sea Exploration. So I have to put an activation disk out on a matching paper location. So as you can see, we've got that there. So I can immediately place that on there, which covers that gap. So we now can't write another brown paper as easily. But our reward that we take is 2 of the blue resource, which is Ingenuity 1, 2. And as you can see, we've just covered over a submarine, which means we get a new sub. So I'll come back to that. Our other reward is we flip a character. So this gets removed when we flip it. And our reef diver is now an underwater photographer. So he can dive, but he can also write a paper now, which is pretty cool. So this is going to stay off to the side. Some of these have actions, but in this instance it doesn't have an action. And we now replenish from a main deck of these. And we're pretty much ready to go. And this is the one we've got upside down, upside down. It's a little joke from my childhood there. Whoa, that is a good reward. Volunteer model for underwater conservation. 2 victory points and 1 of each of those attributes. Okay. So when my sub gets placed over here on the map, there is a little bonus for being placed in a location, and for us, it's actually an activation disk. So we've picked up another activation disk. Now I had to spend 2 research. I could actually use my underwater photographer again to do another dive. There's a potential downside to that though. Thank you, Made for Milo. Someone got it. Good times. Good times to be me. I say a lot of rubbish like that people probably just go straight over their head. But there you go. I'm very happy. Excellent. All right. So I am going to do another dive here. Now I can't write a paper because to write a paper you need to have another activation disk, and we are tapped. So we're going to dive. So we'll take another one of these and we'll gain the reward. And that is either 3 research or another dive action. I don't need to make that decision yet. So I'm just going to put that in the appropriate slot. Another dive action would be pretty useful. Okay. So the benefit of having our blue track moved up is we can now send our little submarines into a lower depth. So as you can see here, this is the basically ground level, and the depth decreases, and they've actually got names. I didn't know this. This is called the epipelagic zone. This is called the mesopelagic zone, which is this level. And then we have the bathypelagic zone, before finally you go to the abyssopelagic zone, which is all the way down the bottom. I didn't know that, and now I do. Thank you, game, for providing me with some new insights into the oceans. So I could dive straight away. I could just do another dive. I don't need to make that decision yet. I'll wait. We don't have to rush. So we've used all of our activation discs. That's the end of the first turn of 7. So the game's quite snappy, which I like. The later turns do perk up a little bit though. Oh, hang on a second. This guy had yeah, he's got a bonus for leveling up, which is that one. I've got to remember to take me bonuses. So when you recruit him, you get this bonus. When you flip him, you get this bonus. So, excellent. So we can now recruit a level 2 specialist. So let's go to our specialists board and talk about the options. We have a marine engineer, which gets us another 2 of the blue resource, but she has no action. Don't like her. The navigator gets us a green, but the one I'm most interested in, I think, is this ecologist, because when she flips, she gains 2 yellows, which I think is pretty good, and I feel like we will be able to flip, absolutely guaranteed. So our next goal will be reputation plus inspiration, orange and green. I like that. We need to have a combined total of 22. That one I think we can achieve. There's little numbers in this, which is a little faintly blinded out, but basically we need to get both of them to here, or 1 to here and 1 to here. Achievable. So that was our first step, is the goal. The second step is recruit a specialist. As discussed, we're going to take this ecologist, and she has been recruited to our team. We're then going to gain a single activation disc from here, and we're going to pull back a single activation disc from here, and that is it. Alright, so how are we going to flip her? I need to write a paper. And the paper that I can write is this one, Reef Photography with Swarm Camera Systems. That'll let me flip her, but then I'm out of activation discs. Okay. Okay. I would prefer to use this effective communication of ecosystem risk, which I could do also. That will gain me 2 greens and flip her, which is 2 yellows, which will definitely make my next turn more effective. Or we don't write a paper this turn. We just use the ecologist. Yeah, we can't use turtles because you need a disc for turtles as well. Okay. So the second turn I always find to be very challenging because you very rarely get to have enough actions. I need a disc is what I think I need. I need 1 more disc. The only way to get one, so if I was to do a sonar scan, that's not going to level a character up. We also don't really want to level up characters because of this goal, but flipping her is a really big benefit, I think. So yeah, I'm just going to do a rubbish turn, basically. I'm going to write a paper. I'm going to give this up for 3 research, so it'll take me to 5, but I'm about to use this effective communication of risk management in the location that we're in. So we take this, we're going to write a second paper there. It's wonderful. We've done some effective work there. And our reward is 2 green and flip a character. Wrong button, Deno. So 2 green, bang, bang, and we'll flip this character, boop, boop, which gets us 2 yellow, and that means that our next turn is going to be a lot more effective. So, and we've completed 2 research papers. Neither of those have any victory points, which is a shame. Here is our next one. Networking for underwater communication in a brown location. So remember, every paper that we get is moving us closer to our goal of journaling. So we've done 2 of 5. We need to do 5 journals. Yeah, okay, so that's not our best turn, but who can we recruit that will support our success moving forward? probably this navigator. Going to gain us a green. Yeah. So we'll take a navigator. Which moves us up this green track here. And then we gain 2 activation discs. And we can return 2 activation discs. All right. So I now have 4 actions that I can take, which is very, very good. I've got 2 submarines. So let's do a first one can be a movement. And I'm going to send this sub down to the depths here. So our movement that we can go is 2, but we only need to go 1. So we're going to go here. You gain a reward when you move to a location of a green, and that's going to gain us 3 discs for next turn, which is very, very good. Okay, so her action's done. So now I could write a paper with the underwater photographer, but instead I'm just going to do some diving, I think. So we're going to dive right where we are, here. And that's 4 research, taking us to 6. And then I think the boss is going to send a dive as well. Or sorry, this ectoxicologist or ecotoxicologist. Awesome. And the last dive is... Okay. I'm going to use that for a movement. So we're going to use our little machine. So over here we've got some turtle conserving that we can do, but we've also got dive actions. Here we've got sonar and some more papers. So I think I might go over here to the volcanic island, which gains me a blue reward for going there, and that was from our free little token. And now the boss, yeah, we might as well do another dive here. Sure. We'll dive and we'll gain 1 of these, and we get 3 research or give up an action disc and gain 5 research. 3 will be sufficient for me. Thank you very much. Alright, that is turn 2. No, that's turn 3. Oh my god, this game flies by. So turn 4. Alright, so tracks is good. I feel like moving up tracks is the goal of the game. So this is turn 3. That was 1. That was 2. Have I forgotten to move one of these? Did I forget to flip one of these over? No, because turn 1 you get that, turn 2 you get that, turn 3 you get that. I did forget to do this. Okay, so we're on to this. This is turn 4. Okay, each player returns 1 disc of their own from a turtle site of their choice to their staging area. We have none on a turtle site, so that's a good one to get. Okay, recruit. We're recruiting another level 2. I'll take another ecologist. She gets me no reward for now, but that's fine. And I'll bring him back, and I'll bring him back. 1, 2. And I gain 3 activation discs this turn. Alright, I need to do something pretty quickly here, because we are short on turns. So I want to write a paper, and I'll do that with my underwater photographer. I can write a brown, green, yellow or blue paper. So let's write this one, which is networking for underwater communication. It's going to cost me 2. 1, 2 research. And I'm going to flip over this ecologist chick. Now let's flip over this navigator. I do need to write the paper, Deno. So she'll do it. And this is a brown, so that's going to go here. So do I flip her, or do I flip that guy? We'd probably flip him, actually. He's now a hydrographer, so that goes away, so we now have another action space unlocked, which is cool. And we get 2 yellow. 1, 2. We'll replace that quest with a new one. Benefits of inter-team data sharing, and it is a brown. I can't do another brown because there's no spaces for me. That's okay. We're going to do a sonar and a dive right now. So we're going to take this action here on this hydrographer. Boop. So the dive, we'll take this disc. And that gains me either 3 research or one of these little tokens. I think I'll take one of those little tokens and we'll gain a reputation. And now I can do the sonar. So sonar is pretty cool. Choose a zone. So here we can either take a zone of level 1 or 2. We'll take a level 2 zone. We get to draw 2 of the tiles and we choose 1. There is a reward for choosing 1, which is up the top here. So that one is probably pretty good for us. That one less good. So yeah, we'll take this sea turtle migration and I'm going to slide it in here. This one goes to the bottom. There's no dive token, so we don't fill that. But we gain this reward. And we take a token and mark that we've scanned that sonar location. All right, and we get the reward, which is one of these and one of these. So now, if I was to do that brown journal, that would be pretty good. Oh, g'day Paul, how are you, friend? Hope you're doing well. I haven't caught up with the latest vlog yet, but I'm looking forward to watching it. What are you working on at the moment? Yeah, no, and vice versa. Anytime you are free is fine with me. Okay. I don't feel like we've made a lot of great headway here. So I think we're going to move. You're covering this in March? Awesome. Yeah, this will be a game that I think really works for you. It sits nice in that mid-weight zone. It's nice and snappy. The rules overhead is pretty minimal, but there's a lot of really great decisions around how you use your actions. It's really engaging. So yeah, I'm excited to see your playthrough of it. I think we're going to move our boat. So there's no value for us anywhere. What I really want to do is write another paper, but the paper that I want to write is a brown and there's no locations for me to write a paper of that type journal. The only one I can do is a green, and that one doesn't help me as much. So I'm just going to move my submarine from here over to here using my team leader. And we can move up to 2 spaces, 1, 2, and there is a reward, which is a green. So this goes to here. And that's it. Okay. Our next turn. So we get our setback, Protected waters. Find the depth 3 zone. Definitely none. Excellent. These are pretty minimal impact if you are as far behind the game as I am. We now recruit a level 3 friend. So if we take a marine biologist, we're going to get 4 discs, which would be very nice, and they would let me do some turtle conservation. I would like that. If we take this deep sea diver, then we're going to gain 2 dive actions. And when we flip them, we're going to gain 2 research. That's a... No, I can't take that, it's here, sorry. So an ROV operator. When we flip them, we get 2 orange. Yeah. Field researcher does a lot of actions, but that costs you 3 discs. Actually, it only costs you, yeah, it costs you 3 instead of 4. That's a very effective action, but it's an expensive one. I do think that marine biologist getting us 2 greens would be really helpful. Okay. But let's remember our objective. It is to get our discs up, but it's also to do sonar discs. I've got another way to do sonar discs. Yep, okay, I'm going to do the marine biologist. So that comes here. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, turn 7. Yep, we're all on track. So 2 green, 1, 2. I now gain a 4 activation discs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can recover 3, which will be 1, 2, 3. So our turn is now looking a little more interesting. I can write a yellow paper, which could flip her. Or I can also write a blue paper. And that one could be good for us. This would be the paper that we write, the journal. That would gain us 4 victory points. Sorry, 2 victory points. But also 1 in each of those metrics. I like that. That's a blue or a brown, so we could write that right now. It doesn't flip anyone though. The yellow one would flip someone. And I could write both, but that's just a lot of discs to use. Alright, I'm going to do my first one. It's going to be this hydrographer. He's going to do a dive, and he's going to do a sonar scan. So the sonar scan will be from here, where I have this submarine. And I'm going to do this space. So we grab another epipelagic zone. We flip 2 of them. And we have a ledge, elevator, or sunken ruins. Sunken ruins is cool. I don't know what that stuff means. But fortunately, there is a handy dandy little reference sheet. Sunken ruins. While the dive site in this zone is empty, every player with at least 1 vessel in this zone may take 1 travel action away from this zone. Gain a disc when you go there is nice. These look like more effective ones though. So let's go with this ledge elevator. You have to when you play this game, mate. You have to. Okay, so the reward for finding that location is 1 orange reputation and 1 yellow, whatever that one is. We gain those, and we're also going to fill that location with 3 dive tokens. And that guy also does a dive, but it has to be at this location here. So that's from our hydrographer. Okay, so I think we don't need the research at the moment. So let's take the little thing here. This is a victory points token potentially, but we'll gain an orange as a reward for that. So every yellow space will be worth a victory point at the end of the game. Orange are worth 2. And the other thing we score victory points from in this is your discs, that, and then your specialists, which can only be a level 5 specialist, score your points. So we're going to try and score 20 points from that one. That is a very challenging one to win on. But fortunately, we only need to score 4 to be successful. All right, next action. Yeah, so I think we'll write that paper now. And let's do that here. Ooh, actually, let's be more effective. Let's let the marine biologist write a paper. And they're going to write a paper here about this yellow thing here, are they? So it's either the yellow or the blue. The blue gets me a really big reward and victory points as well. Hey, ¿por qué no los dos? We will write this yellow one, which is called Reef Photography with Cavern Swarm Camera Systems. Excellent. Gain a reputation. Boop. And flip a character. I'm going to flip this ecologist. Boop, boop. She's now an eco-toxicologist, and she's going to gain me 2 yellow. So that is our 4th journal that we've published. We're replacing it with Documentation of New Life, and that one cost me 2 research. The Documentation of New Life. Cool. That one's a hefty cost, but a nice reward. Okay, so now I'm going to write another paper, which is going to be this underwater photographer is going to write a paper, and he's going to write this blue paper, which is this one called Volunteer Model for Underwater Conservation. That's going to gain me 2 victory points. We'll see if that matters. I need to get to 20. I don't think it will, but it's going to gain us an orange, a green, and a yellow. Oh, we don't get to flip anyone for that. Ooh, do I want to do that one? It has to be a blue, so that's the only one I can write a paper on there. Orange, green, yellow. It does help me, but it doesn't help me enough, I don't think. So no, I'm not going to write that paper just yet. Instead, it would be good to save some turtles. Yeah, I reckon we save some turtles. So I've done 4 papers. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to do 5 to complete that goal. So that goal should be okay. The next goal that I'm looking for is reputation and inspiration and coordination and ingenuity. So I'm looking to bump up tracks basically. So if we look at the goals here, I think I've set up a zoom there. No, that's not great. Anyway, junior specialists, we're not going to achieve that one because we've already flipped too many specialists. So that one's offline. So we need the sonar discs, 8 at least, the journal discs, or the turtle discs. So because I need to score 4 to be successful. So I'm going to try for 1, 2, 3, and then one of these 2. But which one? 8 sonar discs is a lot. I can't actually go down to level 3 yet unless I gain some blue resources. Some blue rewards, which is not available right now. I don't have anywhere. Okay, so I think I'm going to do a turtle action, basically, is what I'm saying. I'm going to do a turtle action here. And if we go to my turtle board, I've got 2 options here. This turtle one cost me 2 research, 1, 2. And I pop that there, and its reward is 1 yellow and 1 orange. 1 and 1. And then the last action that I'm going to take is just a dive. And we'll gain whatever this is. Ooh, that's tempting. Yep, so I'm going to take the victory point disc thing. I actually don't know what these are called. I'm going to go here, and we're going to gain that blue marker, because I'll need that, I think, to do the sonar level 3, which is what I'd like to do. That's the end of the round. No more action discs available. So we go to the 6th turn. We're going to have a setback, and it is all players move their submarines 2 zones up. You do not get the arrival bonus for moving. What a shame. Volcanic activity. Okay, and now we will recruit a friend. We're at level 4 now, so we can recruit one of these people. This chick up the top, the oceanographer, she gets us 1 of every resource. That's pretty good when our goals are resources. When we flip her, she gets us 2 little tokens, which are victory point tokens. I like that. The vessel captain, though, is 2 moves. That's pretty cool. No, I just don't think I can pass up this oceanographer. So her reward is 1, 1, 1, and 1. So remember, this goal is 22 or more. This goal is 22 or more combined attributes. So this level here is 9. So we've currently got 18, and 9 plus 5 is 14. So that I think we should be able to achieve. Gaining discs, we're now gaining 4 activation discs. And we're returning 4 activation discs. So definitely my sonar guy. 2, 3, 4. Because what would be cool is if we flipped her, and then we can do her action as a double turtle. Yeah. So I'm going to definitely start with this hydrographer for a sonar and a dive. We'll do the dive first. We're going to go here, and our reward is an activation disc or 3 research. I've got a lot of research right now. I'll keep that in hand and think about that. And the sonar scan. So we have a submarine here. Ooh, we can only scan to level 1 or 2. I guess we'll just scan to level 1 then. Sure. We found an atoll or a dying reef. That's a bit sad. Our reward for both of these is something that we want. Which one is going to gain us more benefit? That's got a green paper space. So maybe we'll take the green journal paper. We've already got a green paper space, I suppose. Is that better? Some more dive actions. We do have some divers. It's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. So I'll take this. And I'll just slide my map over. Very nice. Okay, so our reward for finding that atoll is 1 green and an activation disc. The green kicks us over here, which gets us another one of these Bobby Ds. And with that, we can take an orange which gains us another one of these Bobby Ds. And with that, we can take a yellow, which gains us another one. And then we probably take that one and gain a research. Cool turn, man. Now just over here, we're going to gain 4 dive tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's get our little spaceship down to here, I think. Have I got a movement and action? No, I don't. The yellow research token is nice. Very nice. So yes, so I'm going to do a driving action. Wow, the only guy who can drive is my boss. That's a shame. He'll drive... Oh, I don't take it from there. You take it from here. He'll drive a submarine. I think we'll drive this one. Yeah, we'll go here. Perfect. We gain a blue resource for going there. And then I'm going to do a scan. And the scanning action is going to come from this oceanographer. And she will scan something over here. Probably want to go for a level 3 space. I think the rewards for those are quite good. That does get me another submarine though, but no one to pilot it. So yeah, I'm going to scan a level 3 space. So this zone is called the Mesopelagic zone. Oh, look at this. Jellyfish bloom or carbonite spires. They're sick. Oh, this is all research papers. I reckon we go this one. Let's put it straight down there. And our reward is 2 orange. One, 2. All right, the location that I'm in right now is going to be writing a paper. And the paper that I would like to write is the yellow one, journal. So this is called Documentation of New Life. So it cost me 4 research. I have 4 research. I gain 2 orange, which will go 1, 2, so that gains me one of these. And I get another one of these. And I get to flip a specialist. I'm going to flip this chick. The environmental ambassador now, and she's going to gain me 2 of these. And that goes back to here. So I've now completed my 5 journals. So we'll just mark that there so we know we've done that. I've also basically definitely completed this one and this one, I'm pretty sure, because I'm about to lay these out and they're going to be sick. But I might need to think about how I'm going to get these sonar ones, because I've done 4 actually. I need to do 4 more in the last turn. I've got 1, 2 in the last turn. But we can take this adventurer who is going to let us do 2 as 1 action. Cool. All right, that might be the ticket, the tickety boo. So let's place out these. The first one's going to go here, which will gain me my 3rd submarine. When my submarine appears, he comes in our starting location, which gets me an activation disc. The next one I'll place will be here. That will gain me another activation disc. Then I'll place this one to gain me 2 research, 1, 2. Okay, so I've still got 4 activation discs. There is a location where I can dive. There is no location for me to do turtles. Boo. So we're just doing dive actions. I couldn't get to anywhere that had turtles. That's a shame. Alright, well I think this is likely going to be a research unless I can get a movement dive token. So we'll go here and we'll dive this location. We get, yeah, so we'll just take 1, 2, 3 research. Actually, we're probably better off taking 5. No, we'll just take 3. And then this one will dive and we get a journal. There's nowhere to journal, but I'll keep that, I think. I'll keep that. And that is our second last turn of the game. Woof. It's probably my best one so far, I think, so that's good. Okay, so the last setback. Funding. Each player chooses reduce your lowest attribute by 2 or flip a junior specialist or flip a senior to its junior side. Alright, I'll flip this eco-toxicologist. So that's fun. And now we go to a level 5 and we already decided we're going to take this adventurer. So she's going to gain me 3 green, which is 1, 2, 3 to gain me one of these things. And when I flip her, it says I get 1 victory point for every 3 zones where I have a disc or a submarine. Not a lot of points. Okay, I'll place this here to gain a disc. I'm now gaining 5 activation discs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm returning 5 activation discs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we've got a big turn ahead. Come on. So let's send a submarine down here to these carbonite spires. Oh, if I do that, I'm not going to be able to do all the sonaring unless I get a free sonar. No, I can, because this silly ecologist has now got a what a great decision, Deno. The ecologist is going to turn into an idiot and drive a submarine. She's going to come down here. That's going to gain me a research for going to that location. And I can write papers there, but more importantly, I can do scans there. Actually, I don't need to write papers. I need to do scans. So am I better off going to a place where I can rescue turtles or something? Scans is where I need to be at. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so I don't need to do that. Yeah, I think the papers will be better, maybe. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to do my hydrographer. Boop. And he's going to do a scan and a dive. So this is my last dive, basically, because I don't have a submarine anywhere. So this is the last dive action, and we get flip a character. That is awesome. I may take the 4 research, but we'll see. And we're going to do a sonar scan. Whom, whom. Let's take this one. It's a level 3. When I cover this one, it also gains me a blue attribute. And the scan, I'm taking a level 3, which is, as I said before, the mesopelagic zone. I love it. Cold water reef or Rift Valley. It's exceptional. I think we'll take this Rift Valley because it looks cooler. So it's going to go here, and our reward is 1 blue and 1 yellow. Blue, yellow. There's no dive tokens. Okay. So now I'm going to do 2 scans using this adventurer. Wom, wom. So we'll scan a level 3 and we'll scan a level 2. Wom, wom. So I'll do the level 2 first. Oh, dolphin pods, nice. Or whale carving grounds. How nice is that? We'll take the dolphin pods. We're going to gain a blue attribute and a green attribute, and there's some dive tokens there. 1, 2, 3. The blue attribute gains us one of these things. And the green attribute doesn't get me anything. And then I scanned a 3 as well, didn't I? How cool is that? Did I already do that? No, I don't think so. Oh my god, there's a deep water shark. What a guy. Or a vortex. What does the vortex do? Okay, deep water shark. When you claim a token from this dive site, gain a reputation. That's awesome. And the vortex. When you sonar in this spot, you may place a depth 3 zone even if there isn't a depth 2 above it. Awesome. I think I'll take this green and blue reward from the deep water shark. And he's going to be swimming underneath the dolphins, ready to chomp them. 5 dive tokens. Man, I wish I got a dive token that gave me a free submarine move, because I would be heading there in a heartbeat. Okay, I am now going to cash this in to flip my adventurer. For every 3 zones where you have a sub or a token. So I'm going to get 2 points out of that. And I also get to place this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I haven't done any of those. But I can do a couple of those, and I've actually got free journal action here. I don't have any more turtles that I can rescue. So how many sonars have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1 more sonar, which comes from the boss, and we have achieved our sonars. We've only rescued 1 turtle, haven't we? Yeah, here, which is from the kelp forest. We've conserved some kelp. Yeah. Okay. So we probably just write some papers now. There is a free turtle zone. Yeah. Okay. Let's check this out. So I'm going to use this one to write a free paper. If I write this paper, it only costs me 1 of those. But let's not do that one first. Let's do this one, which costs me 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Covers a blue space, but we go 1, 2, 3. The blue space is here, and that is cool. And that one also gets me 2 victory points, which might mean we score those victory points as well. We'll replenish a new journaling mission. It's a movement one! Yes, that's awesome! Alright, maybe we're going to that baby shark. Do. Do 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 baby shark, do 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 baby shark. I want to save dolphins though. Save the dolphins, man. Okay. Yeah, I think the dolphins are a better play. Okay. So now my marine biologist is going to write a paper on green stuff, and she's going to write a paper on safe movement procedures. So that lets us flip someone. It'll be the marine biologist. Boop, boop. He's now become an aquaculturalist, and that gains us that. That cost us one little thing, and now we can use that action, because there is actually an action on this one, to move our submarine. So let's take this one. Yeah, let's take this one to here. And we'll gain a green. Gaining us a green. Gets us another one of these. Let's take... I'm actually maybe a chance here of scoring the points, aren't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. Let's try for the points. Cool. So I do need to do a sonar. On the boss. So we have to do that now. So let's do that, because we need to achieve that mission. Sonar. We're going to scan the last level 3, which will be this one, at the mesopelagic zone. And we've found a jellyfish bloom or a cold water reef. I like the jellyfishes. So the jellyfishes gains us 2 yellow. 1, 2. Which gains us another reward marker. So here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I would need 7 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't think that's possible. Is it? No. So I will take this blue, because that gains me 22 points, which has achieved this, achieved this, achieved this, and we've now achieved this sonar record as well. Yeah, pretty good final turn actually. I'll take this for a dive token, which will be this one from the dolphin pods. It's for research, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one gets us an action disc, so we'll take that action disc. And I think the only thing we can do is maybe do another dive. And our reward is bump up your lowest track. Sure. Doesn't help us. Okay, so that's the end of the game. We've completed our playthrough. So let's just review this, the scoring stuff for solo. How to win. Play the following as normal. Instead of competing, you will be attempting to meet certain thresholds. There will eventually be 7 goals in your game. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 7. At the end of your 7th round, assess your goals to see how many you achieved. If you achieved a number of goals equal to or greater than your chosen difficulty level, your team is victorious. Beginner, any 4 goals. That's nice. So we achieved a success. Intermediate is 5 goals. Expert, 6 goals. Legendary is completing every goal. I do not know if that is actually possible. The only way I see that as being possible... What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fully completed zones is a possibility. Leftover research is a possibility. I reckon you'd need 3 of those 4. That one you can't do because you need the flips to be able to achieve stuff. I don't think, anyway. I could see how you could maybe get 6 conservation points. Because I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 journals. So that's inefficient. If I only did 5, that could have been 2 more conservation actions, which would have taken me to 3. So I would have only needed to find 3 more. And there's usually a couple of conservation actions on these that you can take as well. And those ones you can be anywhere. You don't need to be where your sub is. So that is probably where you need to go. This is a free sonar action, which probably still counts for that, for the sonar one. Fluorescence detecting optical systems, 3 victory points. Oh yeah, and the victory points I scored is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13. That's close. That's the best I've done. There's a dive with a bonus token. That's nice. Free turtles. Okay. See, I think that is the way that you could do 6 goals. 7 is a lot. 7 is so many. I don't know how anyone could do 7. Mind you, that was my 4th game, I think, and that's the first time I've achieved all 6 goals or all 4 goals and not really felt that it was too difficult. So the timing of stuff is good. As you play, you realise that this track is more and more important. So the sooner you can pump some of these tokens. I really like this little dynamic. You're always getting someone. You don't need to buy people. You don't need to, create an economy to buy people. You just get 1 a turn, and you really need to look at the goals that you're trying to achieve in terms of which people that you take, because at each level, there's one that is going to be really useful probably for you at that moment, but whether or not it's the right decision down the track is the really fun part of the decision. Where's this guy? Marine biologist. Adventurer goes there. Marine biologist goes there. Reef diver. Navigator. An ecologist. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that playthrough. I really enjoyed it. My question to you, as people who may or may not have played this game, do you think this is a game that is worthwhile keeping solo? Because there is a competitive version of this game, as opposed to the cooperative version that I've just played, where you're trying to do stuff and rescue the reef quicker than other people. And I feel like that would be really fun. And I feel like that it's almost certainly a better multiplayer game than it is a solo game. The solo is nice. It's really meaty. You have that really cool little decision loop. But is it as good as some of the other games that I've played recently? Thanks, Steve. Good game to you. I'm not sure. Like right now, I think about Endeavour. I think about, well, even just Tiny Epic Dungeons that I played last night. And I'm more excited about playing those than I am about playing this solo. Solo's the caveat. The idea of flying my sub around and sneaking into other people and stealing stuff out from underneath them, that gets me very excited about doing that. And I think even things like this board becomes far more engaging because you're placing stuff on that board that will potentially inhibit other players. I play in a group that I wouldn't say we're very take that, but we don't get precious about other people impacting us. Generally, we're trying to mess around with other people a lot more because we play board games to interact with each other, and sometimes the funnest way to play a game when you're interacting with other people is the stopping them from doing something that they're trying to do. Ha ha! I've stolen that thing that you were trying to achieve right before you did. Ha ha! That's the moments that make playing in a group really fun. For my group certainly, maybe not for everyone. But yeah, I just imagine having multiple subs flying around. I feel like it would be a more engaging game. It's a good game. At this point in time, after I think 5 plays, and I should add that to the app, it doesn't make it into my top list of the year. So we'll just do this. I don't include practice plays, but I have played it 5 times. So no, everybody won, Deno. Woohoo! So yeah, that's a 33% win rate. The 5 games I played, the 2 practice ones, I think I won one of those, but I got a couple of rules wrong, so I didn't count it. Yeah. I'm just going to look at my plays for this year so far. That's my Through the Ages group. It's my turn. Let's go the month of Feb. So yeah, so Oathsworn, obviously we smashed out the whole campaign. I've played more games of that, but it's hard to track Astra Imperium because the games are so sharp. Endeavour I played 4 times. Origin Story 4 times. Inventions 3 times. Endeavour Deep Sea 3, but it's actually 5. 2 games of Embelief. 2 games of Tiny Epic Dungeons. A little roll and write based in the Zombicide world, which was actually really fun. It's called Zombicide Gear Up. We had about 45 minutes left over at Games Night on Tuesday, and we decided to play a game of that, and it was awesome. I want to borrow it to just show it on the channel for no reason other than it's really fun. Just if you like Zombicide, which I do. Pretty cool. But yeah, I just want to play Endeavour. I just want to play Inventions. I would probably pick almost any other game on this list right now over Endeavour Deep Sea. And I don't think that's a reflection on Endeavour Deep Sea so much as it is a reflection on that I find all of these other games better. Interesting. I was really jazzed for Endeavour Deep Sea. I thought it was going to be an absolute straight banger for me. Maybe I need to play a different scenario. Let's have a look at the different scenario. So this is the second scenario. It's called Maps and Charts. You have 5 columns. Sea Star, Calm Seas, Remote Anchorage, and the Looking Glass is shown. This is where you start with your little tokens. Interesting. That's different. And our objective is to... so you need to have 7 sonar discs in those columns. How do you win this? Eight at least per zone at depths 2, 3, 4. We have at least 1 disc. Okay, so you're basically looking to just scan the whole ocean. Zones 2, 3, 4, and that's it. Interesting. Interesting. And you need to basically, that's all about moving. It's all about moving and scanning that mission. Okay, what is mission 3? The Oceanic Journal. This is all about research, is it? You need to do 7 journals. Per journal disc at vessel depth 3, 4, 5. Crazy. How are you supposed to do that at? Oh, there's a Lost City little thing down there. Okay, you start with 1 down there. When you gain a vessel, you may choose any depth 1 zone as its launch zone. Okay. What's this one? Better than you found it. That's all about conservation. Very nice. Okay. Someone gets 3 points for that one. That's a turtle. That's nice. Fallen Star. Ah, okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna play it again. I'm not gonna move this one on. I might try this with Mossy. I might see if we can convince her that this is a game that's worth her investing time in. She doesn't generally like really challenging games. So this one, it is actually pretty... It's more difficult than I think she would normally gravitate towards. But the theme might be enough for her, rescuing turtles. She does like protecting the animals. So maybe that would work for her. Alright, I am definitely going to play Ashes tomorrow night, but I might try and do an Emberleaf playthrough as well. And then I need to start learning how to play Deckers. Yes! I'm excited for that. Finally, copies of Hit Australia. Finally! Oh, and I also got the little expansion for Civolution, which is called Acceptance Letter. So I might also do a playthrough of Civolution with that expansion, which also arrived in Australia quite recently. So I made those polls the other day because I was feeling like I'd had a lot of games that were sitting on the shelf that were unplayed. And I've definitely made some significant headway on that. I don't feel that is the case anymore. So that's positive. Just a matter of playing what feels fun, I think, would be the plan moving forward. But I definitely want to knock off an Emberleaf playthrough. All right, well, that's it, friends. I hope you've had an amazing week. And for those that are still getting through their Friday, good luck. Not long to go. And I'll be back playing some more cool games tomorrow night.